Clinical research is unique in that it's the only industry that does research on people in order to prove a hypothesis. As a result, only safe and effective drugs have a chance to get to the market.
When most people think of drug development, I think they probably picture a person in a white coat in a laboratory doing experiments with test tubes and with sophisticated measuring equipment. That's an important part of drug development, but it's not clinical research. Clinical research is done in hospitals, and it's done in clinics, and the investigators or the researchers work with real patients trying to prove a hypothesis about a new potential drug that's being developed. It is conducted under a highly regulated environment, and it's also a very standardized environment. But the data that you're looking at has to be comparable and has to be pooled so that you can determine whether a drug will be safe and effective.
Time is a critical factor for drug development. Better drugs need to get to patients sooner. By inversion, unsuccessful drugs need to be killed earlier, and that too cannot be achieved without conclusive clinical trials. In terms of pharma's objectives, once a potent molecule has been conceived in the lab, its patent life starts ticking away. The sooner it becomes a marketable drug, the more patent life is left, hence commercial exclusivity to yield return on investment. Only 1 out of 10 drugs makes it, so the stakes are really high and every day counts.
The complexity of clinical trials effectively doubles every couple of years. In addition, sponsors are creating more targeted therapies, which further reduces the patient pool. As a result, about 80% of all clinical trials fall behind. Here at PSI, I see a reverse trend, which is we complete on or ahead of schedule.
PSI is a global contract research organization with offices around the world. Our mission is to help pharmaceutical companies and biotechs conduct clinical trials on a global scale. And we do this by planning, setup, and management of those trials through predictable timelines in order to provide them with clear, conclusive results on their investigational product. Our secret is that we invest more than others into feasibility. And feasibility really is just the planning and research of how to conduct a clinical trial. Feasibility will look at a variety of things, standards of care, because standards of care, medical care, are different from country to country, region to region. We'll look at the capabilities of that hospital in regards to imaging services, if that protocol requires it. Laboratory services. Can those laboratories in that country or local to that hospital provide the right testing that's needed? On top of that, there are regulatory restrictions and guidelines that we have to follow for every country. So in the end, our key deliverable to our pharma and biotech clients is that we provide clear, clean data on the efficacy and safety of their investigational product within predictable timelines.
We are focused on supportive care in cancer, and our mission is really to help people with cancer get the most out of every day. We do this through the development of products that enable patients to better cope with the side effects of chemotherapy or the symptom of the cancer condition itself. Our collaboration with PSI goes back almost 15 years, and they have supported us on multiple programs. More specifically, they have run for us large clinical trials on new drugs intended to prevent nausea and vomiting, one of the most dreaded side effects of cancer chemotherapy. All clinical trials had a positive outcome, and the drugs are now FDA approved. Of all trials that PSI have run for us, I would like to highlight a very challenging study in pediatric oncology involving almost 500 children with cancer, 45 of which were below age 2. PSI was able to run this very difficult study within the agreed timelines and below budget, without any compromise on study quality.
Tetraphase is currently conducting a pivotal program with our lead product development candidate, eravacycline, which is a novel broad-spectrum IV and oral antibiotic in complicated urinary tract infections and complicated intra-abdominal infections. When we were looking to select a CRO partner for our pivotal program, we were looking for several things. We were looking for global reach, experience in infectious diseases, We were looking for an organization that had access to experienced and motivated investigators. From the beginning, the Tetraphase and PSI teams showed the same consistent dedication to the goals of the project, including timely delivery of the studies, but equally, if not more important, the data quality and integrity needed to make a good submission to the regulatory agencies and bring this important antibiotic to market as quickly as possible.
The pharmaceutical biotech marketplace is highly networked. And because of that networking and our strong reputation in terms of delivering projects on time, the vast majority of our business does come from repeat and referral business.
With the mission of becoming the best CRO in the world as measured by clients and employees, PSI believes strongly in live communication.
As we grew more and more internationally spread, it became apparent that cross-cultural communication is key to the company's success. At PSI, we do our best to maintain ongoing communication trainings, cross-country rotation of staff, and sharing lessons learned between PSI locations.
The main missing element in clinical research is predictability. Any amount of predictability that a CRO can add is invaluable. We keep saying that clinical research is getting more and more complex. Just you wait. This is only the beginning. Those of us who know how to juggle today's complexities, plan and execute trials within predictable timelines are going to have better chances tomorrow to advance clinical research to new heights. Today's ceilings are tomorrow's floors.
PSI is leading the industry with their ability to deliver on-time patient enrollment with the highest quality of data. For more information, visit www.psi-cro.com.